How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Exela. I wanted to make sure I got this update for you guys because we talked about in the previous video what the risk can possibly look like, and I want to make sure you're getting a clear picture of it. So before I get started, of course, I got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know the direction this stock is actually going. It has been bearish as of late, but I want to make sure you know those levels as far as looking out for where it can pull back to and what you want to look forward to in regards to a reversal. And then afterwards, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. We want to know, does it continue to have short squeeze potential? We're about to find out. And then when that is done, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. Are institutions loading up on large scale orders recently? We're going to find this out because this does have an impact on the overall stock price. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Exela. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.32, being down 1.28%. On the low, it tested $2.26, and then on the high, testing $2.48. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you could see that we traded at 18.589 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 27.258. So we did have some below average volume, and part of the reasons why we ended up seeing some pressure on the stock price today. Now, when we take a look at our chart here, you can see as far as from the RSI is concerned, it's at 42.21, so it is in the oversold territory. Taking a look at the indicators, we can see we are below the 21-day EMA. We're also showing strength above the 200-day and also as well as the 100-day. And as you can see from this pattern here, it has been on a bearish trend. So what we need to see, it can definitely come down to $2.15, which would be lined up right here around the 100-day at $2.14. We see that we tested $2.26 on the low. So that's what I'm saying. If we continue to have the volatility we have inside of the markets, then I wouldn't be shocked to see it test the 100-day. And I just want to make sure that all of you are also aware of that. Another thing to take into consideration here, when it does test the 100-day, you're going to want to see some strength. You're going to want to see a rebound. If you don't end up getting that, then of course it can get down to the 200-day here at $2.05. And if it gets down to this level and it ends up breaking, then of course, again, this is where it gets very risky as far as where it can look like on the downside. So I just want to make sure you know that. So as far as a bullish reversal is concerned here, if you want to see some strength coming back into Exela, it'd have to come back to reclaim the 21-day EMA here at $2.74. It tested $2.48 on the day. So that's the area of resistance you're going to want to see to get past. Whether it could happen this week or next week, again, you want to pay attention to this area and see that move going back into the 270s and with volume going into the $3 range, which is a psychological area we've talked about many times already on this channel. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for Exela. So as we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 750,000, updated just now. And as far as for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 5.36%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the 16th close was at 35.95, and we can see for the 17th close, it is now at 36.13. So taking that into consideration here, we can see Exela does continue to have short squeeze potential, but there's also telling us that shorts are inside of this play saying, well, you know what, the price needs to come down, and this does reflect the market sentiment. So with that in mind, just know the risks that are involved if you are inside of this play. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Exela. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 9,621, and then on the outflow, outflow was at 7,712. So we ended up having an inflow day. So we can see from the large scale orders, we have 2,385 on the inflow. And as far as for the medium, we had 5,470. And on the small, we had 1,766. As far as for the outflow side on the large, we have 2,123. And on the medium, we have 4,142. And on the small, we have 1,446. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the 18th, we ended up having our inflow day for the large scale orders, but all the days prior to that were all outflow days, which was the 17th, the 16th, the 13th, and as well as the 12th. So one thing that we could see clearly here, having an inflow day, we had institutions loading up on large scale orders for XELA. So I know many of you are going to be excited to actually hear this, but do keep in mind, they are loading up on the dips. They are not buying at the highs here. So can it dip even further? Most definitely. And I do know for a fact institutions will probably add even more, because like I said, they're not trying to overpay for their investments. And when they see those opportunities that average down so they can take advantage of the next spike, you know they're actually going to go through with it. And I want to make sure that you guys have a similar strategy as well. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Exela, a few things that I want to go over. There's definitely been a lot of volatility inside of the markets today, and small caps ended up getting punished. But you have to understand, on red days or whenever the market is extremely volatile, this is when many institutions tend to buy up shares. And as retail investors and as well as traders, we need to take advantage of these opportunities, because when they do happen, at least you know when we have a green day or we end up having a run up, we can be able to make some quick profits. So I want you to actually start getting into that mind frame. Now, for anyone who was holding for the long term, of course you have some opportunities to average down here. So again, weigh your options, do your homework, do your due diligence, and see if that's going to be the right option for you. Also, when we went on Fintel, we could see Exela does continue to have short squeeze potential. So if we end up having a lot of volume coming through the stock or having a great catalyst, then we could see some strong moves to the upside. So that is one thing to keep in mind, and it's part of the reasons why I have it on my small cap watch list. And also, before I close this video out, if you've been inside this play for quite some time, I want to make sure I emphasize this. Any decision that you make, you got to do what's best for your well-being. I got a message and the gentleman was telling me, hey, I'm trying to stay inside this stock. There's many others who hold Exela as well, and they're holding shares, and we're saying that we're going to be holding together. And the one thing that I want to emphasize here, Exela is not like other meme stocks like GME and as well as AMC. If you're going to be holding shares in this particular company, we know as far as price targets are concerned, it is well above where it's currently at right now. But do keep in mind, you're the one who manages your portfolio. You are the CEO. So you want to make sure whatever decision that you make is not dependent on other people. You need to look out for yourself, and it's part of the reasons why when you guys are on these stock boards, whether it's Webull or maybe it's StockTwits, just keep in mind the majority of people in that comment section don't care about you. They're thinking about themselves, and they want to make sure that they put themselves in the best position so they can actually make some money. So just please keep that in mind. I want to make sure you're aware of that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.